tournament basically was it's a memorial tournament held in memory of Frank Rowberry. Frank Rowberry worked at the Don plant for, I would say between 35 and 40 years. I'm not sure exactly the date, somewhere in that period of time. He was a maintenance mechanic at the plant, and he'd been a lifelong union member. He started out as a member of AFL-CIO when he first hired on at the plant, and then when we merged with PACE, he was a PACE member, and then when we merged with USW, he became a USW member. August 25th, 2007, Frank was severely burned in a fire when a sulfur line, under pressure, he was breaking the line, and then it was clogged on both ends for some reason. We still don't know why. Haven't quite figured that one out. But anyway, when we broke the line, the sulfur atomized and sprayed out. Something ignited the sulfur, and it burned Frank severely over about 75% of his body. He was life-flighted to Salt Lake City to the burn center, passed away 2 days later. Frank was a very well-liked, popular individual at the plant. He was one of my best friends. Him and I golfed a lot together. Always, sense of humor, always made you laugh. He was a devoted family man, loved kids. Everything that he did in his life was surrounded around his family, his kids, and his grandkids. All the plans that he made, all the things that he did were centered around that. He was absolutely the most devoted family man that I think I've ever met. And he was also a longtime union officer. Him and I actually ran against each other for office several times. He won an election, I won an election, he'd win an election, and basically when one of us won, the other one would serve as the assistant. You know, we were lifelong friends and lifelong union advocates and officers in that local, serving as stewards, trustees, basically the chairmanships of the maintenance department on up through the vice presidency and even the presidency of the local, which I hold right now. But anyway, after Frank passed away, our chairman of maintenance at that point in time, Tim Swallow, was attending the labor school in Pittsburgh, the USW labor school in Pittsburgh that they have back east, the 4-year program. And he finished his first year, and in order to proceed to the second year, he had to have what they call a good works project. So we were sitting there talking about it, and he was sitting there discussing it with me, and he thought, what do you think we should do? And we'd already been talking a little bit about a memorial golf tournament for Frank. And we said, hey, why don't you organize the memorial golf tournament? What we'll do is we'll set the golf tournament up, we'll take the proceeds from the tournament, and we'll put them into a scholarship fund for his grandchildren. So originally that's what the tournament started, was as a scholarship fund for the grandchildren. For the first 3 years, that's where we put the money. But for some reason, after about that second year, the family kind of started pulling away and from the tournament and pulling away from, and they were moving out of the area and a few things like that. And in order to keep more community involvement in the tournament, without the family being intimately involved, we thought, well, we need to spread it out a little bit and find some different causes or some different things to donate to that the community will get behind, so that we can continue to build the tournament. That's when, the first year was easy because the Brooklyn playground thing was going on at that point in time, and it was huge in Pocatello. I mean, there was every organization in the city, every organization in the community was behind that, and donations were coming in from everywhere. So we thought, well, you know, this one's easy. Let's just hold the tournament, and then we'll donate the proceeds of that tournament to the Brooklyn playground. So we did pretty well for a golf tournament. We came out of it with about $3,500 that we could donate. So what we did is we bought a couple of pavers that you can see on the way in as you're walking in on the sidewalk to the park, and then we also sponsored what they call the mosaic wall. And the mosaic wall is basically the first thing you see when you walk into the Brooklyn's playground. It's a beautiful rock wall, basically designating what the playground is, and the name of it and everything. And then on the left, it has a list of sponsors where the USW, the local also donated $1,000 and sponsored some things to the park. And then it also lists those sponsors, and it lists the Frank Rowberry Memorial Golf Tournament as the sponsor of that rock wall. So we got some really good exposure out of it. The community knows that we're involved, and that the tournament's involved, and that the locals involved, and that Frank was a longtime union member. So we've done some things there that we think are really good. This year we're going to take the money, the proceeds from the tournament, and we're going to donate them to the Food Bank Children's Backpack Program, where they send a backpack full of food home with the kids on the weekend, so they have something to eat during the weekend. When they're at school, they get breakfasts and lunches, but on the weekends they really don't have anything. So the kids that really need it, they'll fill a backpack full of food and send it home with them. And Frank, like I say, I mean, he lived his life around his kids and his grandkids. So what we try to do with the tournament is we try to make sure that what we do donate to are those things that benefit children the most, So we're going to try to focus on different things if we can, but if there's not something out there that's significant that would grab the interest of the community, then we'll stay with the backpack program and continue to do that. But if there are other things that pop up during the year, that are worthy causes, then we're gonna surely jump on it and try to support those things that come up too. So I mean, anything that'll grab the interest of the community and get more support for the tournament, that's what we'll try to do.